Welcome to Fractured Chaos.
So picture this. It's 3 a.m. I'm in the emergency room wearing nothing but a cocktail dress and one shoe, while the man I've been crushing on for years is in a hospital bed with an allergic reaction to honey that's, let's just say, still very much evident, despite 4 ice packs and a nurse who can't stop giggling. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm Tiffany, and what was supposed to be the most romantic night of my life turned into a medical case study that I'm pretty sure is now being taught in med schools across the country. Let me back up. Jamal Thompson, have you seen this man? Imagine if Michelangelo's David grew 6 more abs, got a perfect fade, and had a smile that makes you forget your own name. That's Jamal. We met in financial analytics during senior year, and while everyone else was calculating risk assessments, I was calculating how many times I could accidentally touch his hand while passing papers. For 3 years after graduation, I watched this man from afar. Well, from Instagram mainly. 3 years of liking his photos exactly 7 minutes after he posted them so I wouldn't seem desperate. 3 years of him being too intimidated to ask me out, which I only discovered when his best friend Devin drunkenly told me at a holiday party that Jamal had a shrine of me in his apartment. A shrine. I was imagining candles and printed out Instagram photos and maybe a lock of my hair that he somehow acquired. Turns out it was just my graduation photo that I'd given everyone and a post-it note with my number that he never called. Men call that a shrine. The bar's on the floor, people. Anyway, I decided enough was enough. I slid into his DMs with the most confident message I could muster. Heard you have a shrine of me. Creepy. Want to get dinner Friday and tell me what that's all about? 27 minutes of typing bubbles, he responded with, "It's not a shrine. Devin is dead to me. Yes to dinner. I know a place." The place turned out to be this ridiculously fancy restaurant where they don't even put prices on the menu, which is code for, you can't afford anything here. Jamal shows up looking like he just stepped out of an aftershave commercial, but sweating like he just ran a marathon in a sauna suit. "You look amazing." I prepared 17 conversation topics in case there are awkward silences. The first one is about inflation's impact on cryptocurrency. I had to stop him there before he pulled out actual cue cards, and that's when I knew this beautiful, brilliant man was a complete and adorable disaster around me. Do you know how powerful that makes a girl feel? I could have told him to bark like a dog in the middle of that 5-star restaurant, and he would have asked, "What breed?" Dinner was incredible. The conversation flowed better than the $300 bottle of wine he ordered to impress me. By dessert, we were playing footsie under the table like teenagers, and I was imagining what our babies would look like. I mean, with his cheekbones and my eyes, those kids would never pay for a drink in their lives. So when he suggested we go back to his place, I practically dragged him out of there. The sexual tension was so thick you could cut it with a butter knife, which, incidentally, is what the waiter was trying to do when I yanked Jamal away mid-tiramisu. We get to his apartment, which is exactly what you'd expect from a single finance bro with too much money and minimalist furniture that looks uncomfortable, but costs more than my car. Abstract art he definitely doesn't understand, and a sound system that probably costs more than my graduate degree. "Would you like a drink?" he asks, all smooth and confident now that we're on his turf. So I say yes, and this man pulls out a decanter. A decanter in 2025. Who decants anything anymore except vampires in movies? It's like one drink turns into 2. The playlist switches from sophisticated jazz to obviously trying to set the mood R&B. And suddenly we're making out on his couch like it's prom night and his parents aren't home. It's electric. It's magical. It's everything I'd been fantasizing about for 3 years. We moved to the bedroom, which to my surprise, has actual clean sheets and more than one pillow. The man has decorative pillows. I'm already mentally moving in at this point. Clothes start coming off. Everything is perfect. He's kissing my neck. I'm running my hands over those abs that should be illegal without a permit. And then, nothing. Absolutely nothing. The situation down south is like a flag on a windless day. The rocket refuses to launch. The main event has been cancelled due to technical difficulties. This has never happened before. Ever, not once in my entire life. I swear on everything I love. It's not you. You're perfect. Too perfect, maybe. It's intimidating. Oh God, this is a nightmare. And then I see something I've never seen before in my life. This grown man, this financial analyst who makes 6 figures telling other people what to do with their money, dives into his bedside drawer and pulls out what can only be described as a doomsday prep kit for erectile dysfunction. Pills, potions, creams, some sort of spray that I'm pretty sure was just cologne relabeled, and then the piece de resistance. A little gold packet with Chinese writing on it that he clutches like it's the last helicopter out of a zombie apocalypse. My emergency backup. He whispers, with the intensity of someone about to defuse a bomb. My buddy brought it back from his trip to Thailand. It's honey infused with, well, I'm not exactly sure, but he said it works instantly. Now, the rational part of my brain is screaming, don't let this man ingest mysterious Thai honey from a gold packet that his buddy gave him. But the part of my brain that's been fantasizing about Jamal for 3 years is like, well, let's see where this goes. He tears open the packet like it contains the meaning of life, squirts this golden goop directly into his mouth, and then looks at me with the determination of an Olympic athlete about to break a world record. The guy said it works in 3 to 5 minutes. Should we, keep going until then? We resume our activities, and I swear to you, I'm watching this man's face more than participating at this point because he keeps checking his watch and then glancing down at his equipment like he's expecting it to suddenly spring to life and take a bow. And then, about 4 minutes in, Jamal's eyes go wide, his face turns red, but not the sexy kind of red, the something is very wrong kind of red, and he starts scratching everywhere, and I mean everywhere. My throat feels weird, he croaks in a voice that suddenly sounds like he swallowed a cheese grater. And that's when I notice that his lips look like he just got the world's worst collagen injections. Are you allergic to honey? I shriek, already reaching for my phone. I don't think so. I put it in tea sometimes. And then he looks down and lets out a sound I can only describe as part scream, part wheeze, part dying wail. Because while the rest of him is breaking out in hives, one particular part of his anatomy has apparently gotten the memo from the Thai honey and is now standing at full attention. And I mean full, like medically concerning full. I'm dialing 911 while simultaneously trying to help him put pants on over a situation that is not pants-friendly, all while he's scratching like he's being attacked by invisible mosquitoes and gasping for air. The 911 operator asks what the emergency is, and how do you even begin to explain this? Hi, yes, the man I've been lusting after for 3 years took sketchy Thai honey to impress me sexually, and now he's having an allergic reaction but also an erection that looks like it could win awards if erections won awards, which thank God they don't because we'd be getting a trophy for sure. The ambulance arrives in record time. The paramedics take one look at the situation and I can see them trying not to laugh. One of them actually has to turn around and compose himself. They're asking what he took, and I'm holding up this empty gold packet with Thai writing like it's evidence in a murder trial. They get him on the stretcher, but there's a logistical issue with the sheet coverage, if you know what I mean. It's like trying to hide the Eiffel Tower under a napkin. And this is how I end up following an ambulance to the emergency room at 2 a.m. in my date outfit, carrying Jamal's wallet and keys, trying to explain to the triage nurse that no, we did not try some kinky sex game, and no, I do not know what was in the honey besides, honey. The diagnosis? Severe allergic reaction to bee products combined with whatever mystery herb was in that packet, resulting in anaphylaxis and priapism, which is medical speech for erection that won't quit and is actually becoming dangerous. Turns out Jamal had developed an adult-onset honey allergy and had no idea. The last time he'd had honey was in high school, in tea his grandmother made. So, there I am, in the waiting room of the ER, while the man of my dreams is being treated for both an allergic reaction and an erection emergency. The doctor actually comes out at one point to ask if I know how long it's been elevated. Like I've been timing it. I want to die of embarrassment, but I'm too worried about whether Jamal might die of embarrassment first. Or, the actual medical emergency. 4 hours, 2 antihistamine shots, numerous ice packs, and one extremely awkward procedure later, which I was not present for. Thank you very much. Jamal is stabilized and looking like he wants the earth to open up and swallow him whole. He'll be fine, the doctor tells me, with the kind of facial expression that says she's adding this to her collection of stories I'll tell at medical conferences. But he should avoid honey and performance enhancers in the future. They discharge him at sunrise. We get in the Uber and it's the most excruciating ride of my life. What do you even say after that? So, Come here often? Lovely weather we're having. Sorry about your penis almost exploding. But then Jamal, still a bit puffy and looking like he's been through war, turns to me and says, "This wasn't exactly how I planned our first date ending." And I don't know if it was the sleep deprivation or the stress or just the absolute absurdity of the whole situation, but I start laughing. And then he starts laughing, and suddenly we're both hysterically cackling in the back of this Uber at 6 a.m. while the driver keeps glancing at us in the rearview mirror like we're escapes from a psychiatric facility. "I just wanted to impress you," he wheezes between laughs. "Well," I gasp, wiping tears from my eyes, "it definitely made an impression. You know what's strange? After seeing someone at their absolute worst allergic reaction, medical emergency, dignity completely shattered, there's nowhere to go but up. All the pressure was gone, all the expectations, all the 3 years of build-up. He kisses me goodbye at my door, looking like a boxer who lost a fight but somehow still handsome, and asks if he can see me again, and I say, "Only if you promise no more performance-enhancing substances." Our second date was a week later, after the swelling went down, all the swelling. We went to a pizza place where nothing costs more than $1,500. He wore jeans and a t-shirt. I wore flats and minimal makeup, and it was perfect. And just for the record, once the pressure was off and there were no mysterious substances involved, Jamal had absolutely zero performance issues. In fact, if that Thai honey was still in his system, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to walk right now. It's been 4 months since the ER incident. We're officially a couple. For Valentine's Day, I got him an EpiPen with a bow on it. He got me a gift certificate for the fancy restaurant we never got to finish eating at. The nurse who treated him still recognizes us when we pass her in the grocery store. She always smirks and asks how we're doing with a very specific emphasis on the doing part. And every time I see honey on a menu, I catch Jamal's eye across the table and we both start laughing like lunatics. Because sometimes the most disastrous first date makes for the best how we got together story. And sometimes a trip to the ER is actually the beginning of something wonderful. Just maybe don't accept mysterious substances from your friend's trip to Thailand. That's the moral of the story. That and always check for allergies before trying to impress the girl of your dreams.